So if our eyes are designed with a blind spot and a mostly blurred image, how do we see the world in such intricate detail and such vivid colour? The patchy image made at the back of the eye is just the beginning of how we see. As our eyes dart around, we make sure that anything interesting is lined up on our sharp spot, so we get a good look at it. And you don't know you're doing it, because the brain takes these jerky snapshots and creates a nice smooth movie of the world. And the brain also compensates for the blind spot. Because our eyes give us slightly different images, we can combine them to give one complete picture. So the raw image made by the eye is really pretty peculiar. But with the visual information going to both eyes and our big brains to process it, we can make wonderful sense of the world around us. Our visual system is constantly keeping track of what's out there and where it's moving. But it goes way beyond that. Sometimes we can even see things before they've happened. Scientists have recently discovered that baseball hitters do something quite extraordinary. The ball is moving so fast that the hitter can't simply watch the ball as it comes towards him and then adjust his swing. So how does his bat end up in the right position? A novice like me tries to follow the ball through the air and then take aim, which is disastrous.
It's impossible, I don't even know how you catch it.
Top baseball stars like Gabe Kapler don't even try to watch the ball.
I don't think that you actually have time to see the ball out of the pitcher's hand and then make conscious decisions. I think it's much more instinctive in that you just have to let your body take over and allow the physical training that you've done over a long period of time to completely take over.
After facing thousands of throws, Gabe has learnt to see into the future. Scientists have discovered that within a few thousandths of a second of the ball leaving the pitcher's hand, Gabe's brain analyses the speed, spin and angle of the ball, and then he predicts where it's likely to end up. So he's swinging at the ball before any normal human would know where it's going. And he does it with astonishing accuracy. Most of us aren't quite that skilled, but every time we cross the road, we all use our eyes to predict where things will move. With each glance, our brains are whirring away, working out where cars will be so we can dodge the traffic. We rely on our eyes to guide ourselves around the world. It's all about coordinating our sense of vision with our bodies. But we're not even born with the basics. Babies have to learn where things are and what they have to do to grab them. And until they get it right, it can be a frustrating process. By the time we're adults, it all happens automatically. I just take my coordination for granted. But what would it be like if you were suddenly back at square one and you had to learn how to do everything all over again? In Chicago, psychologist Hubert Dolezal has devised a bizarre way to test how quickly our brains can adjust. when everything we've spent years learning is turned on its head. He's built a set of goggles that flip the world upside down.
Hello, Hubert.
Oh, Nigel, hello there. How are you?
Hubert has been wearing his goggles non-stop for 2 weeks now. I'm going to join him for just 8 hours.
Oh,
Just as I am.
that is so...
Yeah,
How are you riding a bike? I mean, if I move... Oh, that is weird. When I walk, it's as if I'm walking towards myself.
It's stomach churning, but by the end of the day, I've agreed to try riding Hubert's bike. I don't think I've got a chance.
Where are you?
I'm right here. Now, here
Where
we go.
are you?
Let's shake hands.
First, it's back to Hubert's flat. And to start with, a simple task that any child could do.
It's so weird. My hand is just, you know, disembodied. I can't get any signals from where it is in space. I don't know whether I'm moving it away from my body or toward. I mean, it must be towards because of the is it? Ah! Tell you what, I'm going to have a new admiration for babies now when you see them playing and trying to stack things.
Good for you.
I cannot. There is a great gaping fridge there, and I can't work out how to get my hand in.
Everything that normally happens automatically is now a real struggle. You have to think about what you're seeing, work out where things are, and then move your hands. Normally, the information from the visual system is relayed to the areas which control movement, and they automatically send out the right signals to the body. But with the goggles on, I'm having to use more of my brain to consciously supervise every single move. It makes you realise how even the simplest movements depend on accurate guidance from our eyes.
Where is my hand? Where are you? That was the hardest thing of all. I mean, look at it in here. There's mirrors, so I'm seeing my reflection upside down. I don't know where the bowl was. Hubert, you knew that was going to be difficult.
In this strange upside-down world, I have the hand-eye coordination of a toddler.
That's good.
But after a few hours, I'm definitely starting to improve.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Right, would you like some butter?
Yes, please.
I'm nowhere near as good as Hubert, but then he spent weeks wearing the glasses.
That is well done.
And to begin with, he was as hopeless as me.
Oops. Whoops. I just realized that I'm going to drink with my forehead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
As the days went by, Hubert adapted brilliantly. His brain started to make sense of this topsy-turvy world, making the right movements automatically without having to think about it.
Going. Oh.
After 8 hours, I'm feeling a bit happier, but will I be up to riding the bike?
I've spent the whole day being trained by Hubert to adapt to this really bizarre upside-down world. And I think I'm ready now to take on Hubert's challenge and ride this bicycle. Yoo-hoo!
It takes a monumental effort of concentration not to fall off, but my brain is learning to cope amazingly quickly.